And we are back with week number three's digital creator tutorial. We are featuring special guest, local artist Maria Cochamilio. I'm so excited she was able to conference in and do this awesome tutorial with us. So let's jump right into it. Hey guys, so we have Maria here, as you know from our social media and in our space. She's done a ton of awesome workshops for us, and she's a local artist. We're partnering with her today, and a good friend of mine.
Oh,
So
yes.
we are partnering today, and she's going to talk a little bit about self-expression and how to create a digital portfolio and some all different types of art things that I'm not an expert in, but she is. So we'll get started, and we're just going to ask Maria to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her as an artist.
Okay. Hi, friends. I'm glad that I'm able to collaborate with you all again. Some of you might remember me from the art and education workshop. I also help Hannah with some of the digital stuff that is posted on the social media accounts, the little challenges and whatnot. So I'm always excited to work with you all. My art background, so in elementary school, I had a very strong art teacher, luckily. So art was a big thing from an early age. I took art all through high school, as well as studied music throughout my high school and like elementary school kind of career. Also have done work with like dramatic arts and photography. I've worked as a volunteer photographer, and then when I started my undergrad, I also got a minor in visual arts, again continuing on with volunteer photography, makeup artistry, all that other kind of stuff. So I've dabbled all over the place. um, yeah, and I find that because I've had all these different outlets, I've been able to utilize them in various different areas that don't just confine me to the arts, but also to the community. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Maria is like a woman of many trades. So I always like having her come and talk to the teens and be a part of our space because she really has so much to share. And she has so much to tell us about how we can be a community even during a time like this when we're all stuck inside. We've still connected so many times and
Yeah.
connecting right now. So it's just crazy how we're able to do that. And it's basically right with Digital Creator because we're doing everything online.
Yeah.
So, Maria, how were you able to find a good balance between life and school and being an artist? Because I know that a lot of the teens express that that can be challenging at times. So,
Mhm. I think one of the biggest things to kind of think about is that you don't always have to look at art as being just a career or just a hobby or a side hustle or whatever the case may be, because your life fluctuates so much. It's important that you know your art practice can fluctuate along with it. So I know that I'll go months without creating anything, right? Or I won't touch a drawing utensil of any kind or any kind of paints, especially when I'm away to school and I don't have all of my resources with me. I won't be utilizing that form of art. But luckily, something like digital art might be something that's a little bit more applicable to that situation during that time. So I think being flexible in your art is a great way to keep balance. And then also, if you do choose to work with like the whole commissioning process and that sort of thing, that's a good way to kind of bring art into a potential job after the fact, if that's what you choose to do. So, yeah.
so cool. And Maria has done so many different projects for me. Even in my personal life, she commissioned a piece as a Christmas present. So we had a spending limit. I gave Maria the exact amount that my family was spending, and then they got a really personal gift that she commissioned. So it's fun when you can kind of create a community among fellow artists and
Mhm.
use that as really cool gift ideas or just a way to kind of build up your portfolio to say like, look, this was a gift for somebody, but it makes a great piece that I can capture for my portfolio and keep building. So that's
Yeah.
always really cool too. Okay, next question. So, how do you find your community, so Sault Ste. Marie right now, supports you or plays a role in your life as an artist?
So like I said before, I've been super fortunate in attaining the education that I've been able to attain all in Sault Ste. Marie. So elementary school, high school, and my undergrad, there was a strong art-based community there, thank goodness. Also lucky that, my parents have always been super supportive with the arts as well. So the first like kind of group of people that I want to talk about are teachers and professors, especially like the art teachers, obviously, because those are the individuals who are going to help you further develop your skills. And they have the background to understand how to push you and how to offer proper criticism so that way you can improve on those kind of technical skills. But they can also help you develop as an emotional artist as well. And what I mean by that is, understanding the messages that you want to convey through your art, and understanding that art is completely subjective and it doesn't have to be like a completely one way street on how it's supposed to be produced or anything like that. So they can really help you branch off into other creative outlets. We have a really great theater community here in the city. I personally had a lot of value when I was taking music outside of school. So I've done, guitar lessons, vocal lessons, piano lessons. I'm super thankful for the education I got from Thomas Walls School of Music. So they are a local music school in Sault Ste. Marie if you're ever interested. And through them, I also was able to connect with, opportunities within the theater. So if you're an artist and not necessarily in music, you can offer your services in a way that, helps with set design or set creation and that sort of thing too. And if you are into the music or the dramatic arts, that's also a great way, again, building up those resumes, building up those CVs and those portfolios. So that way you can show that you've gained a lot of experience, and with that you learn a lot as well. You can also reach out to the elementary schools, because when they are, planning on creating productions and whatnot, you can offer your services there as well, helping them with their set designs. Or if you have any kind of musical background, you can offer to help with a school choir or anything like that. And then, of course, we have our amazing festivals here in the Soo, and they do great work with showcasing the arts and performing arts. And from the high schools doing their arts festivals to their musicals to the Fringe North festivals that we have in the summer, and then all the different like street kind of festivals that we end up having downtown. These are all great things that support the arts and the arts community, and the local businesses in the city as well. So I think that that's been a really great way that we've seen how the connection between community and art here in the Soo.
So cool, because Maria has
Yeah.
just become such a great resource for me anytime I'm looking to get connected with the theater groups or some extra photography people in the Soo. I always ask Maria, and she always has a great resource because she's either done some work for them or volunteered for them or just got in touch with them to see what kind of stuff they were working on or creating. So our community is great for that, and Maria was really able to build that. So that's why I thought she'd be such a good example.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so question number 4. How have you been able to use your background in art to make a difference? So I think this is such a good question because a lot of the times in our digital creator space, we run out of projects to do or we lose that sense of inspiration. And right now we're really trying to give you guys inspo at home, like what can you do? And I know Maria has done some really special projects and they were completely virtual. So
Yeah.
better talk about those because they were really, really inspiring.
Yeah. So in high school, I know a lot of you probably are going to have to get those volunteer hours in for your graduation. And like I said before, getting involved in the arts community here is a great way to get those hours. So I know, Tim Murphy works a lot with Sioux Theater. He would be a great person that you could reach out to and say, hey, you know what, I'm looking for these volunteer hours. I'm an artist. If you need help, set designing for one of the next musicals or anything like that, please let me know. Same thing, you know, Cora puts on these musicals and White Pines puts on these productions and whatever. Another way I used to get my volunteer hours is when, well, formerly St. Basil's, but now St. Mary's, you know, they do those kind of art shows and those arts festivals. And I know that the DeChervos, who happen to be two brilliant art teachers that I've had in the past, they run those kinds of events. And so those are other great people that you can reach out to. And that's a great way to kind of help your community, right? While also at the end of the day, helping yourself too, right? When we talk about, you know, having art as kind of like a side hustle or a side job, you know, I love working with other individuals, whether it's, you know, graphic design. Hey, I need a logo design. Can you help me out? Here's the idea that I have. Let's brainstorm. Let's work together, kind of thing. Or, you know, like Hannah said, we worked together and kind of created a piece for commission at one point in time. I know that I've had other people reach out to me with, you know, I have this idea for this tattoo, or I have this idea like for a gift for a loved one or for myself or for my home or whatever the case may be. And it's hard at times because it's like you don't want to ask for money or anything like that, right? And so that's kind of one of those complexes that you might have as an artist. But just know that, you know, no one ever does work for free at the end of the day, and don't devalue yourself as an artist either. Another initiative that I started is something I call Difference Doodles. And it started off as, you know, me creating small little flash tattoo designs, and in exchange for working collaboratively with me to create a little tattoo design, you would have to donate $2 or more to a fundraiser that, or a charity that I chose. So during the month of January, our primary focus was the Australian Red Cross because of the Australian bushfires that were happening. And so we had raised $147 and change, which was incredible, right? Because here I am, I'm making these small designs, and then it expanded to like more digital work and you know, sketches and whatnot kind of thing. And in that roughly around a month's time, we had raised that money together. And it was so mind blowing to see how many people in the community had shown interest in that. So that's another way that, you know, you're using something like marketing within digital media, which, you know, for those of you who maybe don't want to necessarily go into the arts, but are looking for a way to kind of incorporate the arts into work, that's a great way of using business, entrepreneurship, marketing, and those kinds of skills, and develop them further while still being able to incorporate art and being able to use art with that work-life balance. So I think those are kind of like the major things that I've used my art to kind of make a difference, I guess.
And it was so cool when Maria did Difference Doodles because she wasn't even in the Sioux. She started the whole thing up as an initiative on an Instagram page that she made for her art and telling people what it was about and how they could support her. And it actually snowballed into so much more than that, because if you didn't want a tattoo, then she started drawing for you, or then she started making a home decor piece for you. And it was just so exciting that she had that flexibility, like we talked about. You know, you might have one idea as an artist, but people who are interested in you are going to expand that. And she was really able to just kind of take on all different initiatives. And it was so cool. She made me tons of little pieces for my home because I'm not a big tattoo person. So it was awesome to still be able to support her and get a little piece of art and get her to keep creating, which was really, really fun.
Yeah.
So we do have one more question, Maria, for you. And it's more of an obvious one, but what ways does digital media play a role in your life as an artist and what you create and things like that?
So there are a couple online resources that I absolutely love using, and I use them pretty much every single day, whether I'm creating something for someone else or just something for me personally, from phone backgrounds to, you know, social media content or just editing photos. So Canva, I know we are big proponents of Canva here. I love that program so much. And the more you play around with it, the more you get to learn about it, and the more you get to learn how to overlay things and whatnot. And it's great because you don't have to buy the crazy like membership trial to still have access to such great tools. So I love Canva, use it all the time. The other thing is Adobe Lightroom. So if you are a photographer, Adobe Lightroom kind of offers, and I also just do this on my phone too. Like it doesn't have to be on the laptop, and you don't need like the most insane technology by any means. But with Lightroom, you can adjust things like the exposure or the coloring in your photos, and getting some of those kinds of tools that you would get on something like a photo, buy a whole thing for Photoshop, right? Especially, I think that Lightroom, if you're just starting off, it's also a little bit more user friendly, because I know that I don't have any background in Photoshop or any of those crazy photography kind of programs or anything like that. And I found when I started using Lightroom, it was very easy for me to play around with it. And then, you can create your own presets. I know that if you're on social media a lot, we see a lot of digital creators kind of coming up with their own presets and then selling them for like upwards of $50 a package or whatever the case may be. Well, you know your content best, so you can kind of decide what you want your preset to look like for your own content, which I think is really great to kind of get a feel for as well. And then again, kind of develop how you want to show your work as an artist as well, kind of thing. So those are definitely two major digital media tools that I love to use. And then obviously when it comes time to showcasing content, like Wix.com is a great resource tool, because that's a great way to kind of, you can show all your content, you can put descriptions for your content, and, just send out the link as much as you want, kind of thing. You can update it really easily. And again, it's a free tool. If you wanted to pay for a membership, you could also do that, but the basic package is plenty for just starting off. And then if you wanted to just show your stuff off on a separate Instagram account or Twitter account or Facebook page, whatever the case may be, utilizing social media doesn't always have to be the bad thing or anything like that, right? I find that a lot of times, people think social media and they think, oh, well, there's one purpose for it or anything like that, but it can be used as a really great tool. And I think that that's something that Digital Creator has kind of shown you all in a way, right? Because through like the Instagram page that they have, the Facebook page, and now we're branching into the YouTube channel, which is super exciting. I think that, this is a great kind of example of how you can build yourself as an artist as well. So yeah.
So cool. I love that Maria always gives ideas that are really realistic, or that are free trials right now, or that are completely free, like Canva, because that's what we're trying to focus on right now, that we're all at home and everybody has a different background, everybody has a different computer, everybody has a different system going on. So to be able to offer free resources that can still make such incredible projects and outcomes for you guys is just, I think, so cool. And even being at home myself, and as many of you guys know, I have been challenged with technology before, so I've learned so much just from being at home and being able to tinker with things, which is what Digital Creator is all about. And just messaging Maria, honestly, and asking little questions here and there, and asking the other program leads here and there. That's what our community is for, and that's why we're going to keep doing little tutorials like this and interviews, and we're just going to keep you guys busy, and we're going to keep inspiring you. Maria will definitely be shown on this channel again, and sooner, hopefully rather than later, she'll be in our space again, and we can be creating all together again. So we don't want you guys to forget that we're always here, and we always want you guys to keep creating and share those projects with us. Brainstorm with us. If you have an idea and you're not sure about it, send Digital Creator a message. Maybe I'll share it with Maria. We can all kind of collaborate, because that's what this time is all about. And as usual, we're so thankful that we have people like Maria in the community to collaborate with. So thank you, Maria.
Thanks so much for having me. Just one little final note. If you are a creator of any kind and you see someone's work that you really appreciate, don't be afraid to message that person and just kind of like pick their brain a little bit, right? All artists are always willing to support each other. I know my friend Alan, he's a local photographer. When I have questions about, how's the tonal range of this photo that I took, he's one of the first people I think to go to, kind of thing. The other thing is make sure you're supporting local businesses. Stone's Office Supply is local, and they have such beautiful art media there that you can kind of invest in. And when you get something there, it lasts a long time, right? So make sure you message your local artists if you have questions, because, especially now, they have a little bit more time. And it's a great way to learn a little bit more and make sure, especially during this time, that you are supporting local. So those are my little tips.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, that is all. What an awesome interview, and it was so awesome to have Maria. So stay tuned for next week's tutorial.